Hi, it's Jan Beta with the second part of the restoration of this Marantz MR 250, and today I'm gonna take a look at the capacitors in this machine and basically replace all electrolytic capacitors, especially the lower values, because those tend to dry out with age. And yeah, to make sure that this unit is in the best shape possible, I'm gonna replace all the caps in here with quality ones. I'm using Panasonic brand. I think it's Panasonic FC ones that I have here, where possible. It's not a problem if you mix different kinds of capacitors. I'm not sure if I have all the values with the Panasonic brand on it, but yeah, mostly I will use those. And what I'm also gonna use today is my desoldering station, which I presented in another video, which I will link in like here, I guess. Where I basically take a first look at the station, and today is gonna be the first field test, so to say. The first time I really put this thing to use, and yeah, I'm quite excited. I hope you are too. This involves a lot of repetition, I guess, so probably I just show one or two times how I pull a capacitor and replace it, and then the rest you have to figure out yourself, I guess. So let's get it on. So here's what this looks like. I'm going to start with the main amplifier board here. I think it's quite easy to reach all the caps on here because we already removed the back cover, the bottom cover of this, it is, in the last video. And I think I can get to all the contacts there quite easily. And here's how I do it. Usually I just stand it on its side, like this. So I can reach the board from the bottom, which is this one here, which is really quite nicely, it's quite nicely available here. Yeah, it looks like one of the one transistor here has been replaced. Let's take a closer look at that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but these solder joints here look quite a bit different than the rest of the solder joints. And yeah, it seems to me like someone has been in here and replaced this transistor, which is, I think it's the main driver transistor for the power amp section. Look into that later. Maybe find out if it's the original part that was in here, that's supposed to be in here. That's what I see on first glance here. So yeah, let's pull some capacitors at first, I guess. That's what we are here for. Before I start doing stuff here and desoldering, let me tell you that this machine is unplugged, powered off. There's absolutely no power on this. You should always, if you're soldering in a unit, you should always pull the plug to be safe. So what I'm gonna do is to power up the desoldering station, and basically, and it still remembers the settings from the last video. Yeah, that's nice. It's a good thing, I guess. Yeah, let's try and pull some capacitors. I'll show you how I usually do it. So, at first you have to determine which capacitor to pull. So I'm gonna try and pull the biggest one on the driver board here, which is 63 volts, 470 microfarads one, and it's located. You always have to. It's located. You have to switch between the back side and the front side of the board, basically. And I think I will point at it. It's those two joints here. So I'll just desolder these. So what I do is to remember that the negative lead was on this side here. So I just try and stick it in there. And sometimes it's gonna fit first try. So there we go. I'll stick it in there to the bottom, I guess. So here we are on the other side of the board, and as you can see, the leads are poking out here. I just solder this capacitor in, I guess. By the way, too, if you don't have I have this standing on its side, so the component won't fall out. If you're flipping this around, it's good to bend the leads a bit, so that the component, to bend it a bit outwards, so that the component will be held by the leads while you solder it. That's quite a basic trick, I guess you already knew if you're watching this. So that's how I do it. And then clip the leads. So here's some special thing I just encountered with this unit. This little capacitor I just pulled doesn't have a polarity. And yeah, that happens in these old units. These were quite common then. Yeah, it's I think I have to exchange that for another one without a polarity, and I don't have any of those at the moment, so I have to order them in order to continue this restoration, I guess. For now I will just solder this back in. So just for the kicks of it, let's try and test the little capacitor we just found with the component tester. It's one of those cheap things off of eBay. Yeah, so there we are. It's a capacitor without a polarity with around 10 microfarads. And yeah, it's still quite alright, I guess. The ESR is not that high. For its age, it's a good capacitor. Yeah, so I'll just put it back in and order some of those to replace this as well, I guess. So I'll show you one little trick I do for determining which one of the solder joints I have to desolder actually, because at times it's not very easy to determine which component is which. from this side. So I have this standing on the side, and I have to go to the other side basically to look at where the components are, and then I have to go back to this side and desolder some joints. Yeah, which tends to be a bit difficult. So I have a little trick which uses this lamp here, and I go from the other side, and I point the lamp to the component, and then I will show you how it goes. I just light up a component. I just lit up this little which is a capacitor, of course, because I'm here to change those. And yeah, I can see that these are belonging to the capacitor. Basically hold the lamp to the capacitor at the moment. So I can easily determine that I have to suck the solder from these joints here, and I can pull it out like this. So here we go. That's a nice little trick I usually do a lot. So here's how I do it. The lamp trick from this side. I just turn it on, and then I try to make a little shiny aura, so to say, around the component, that is so that it is clearly visible what I'm pointing at. Then on the other side you can see the light shining through the circuit board and pull the component, no problem. So I'm just gonna do that with this one, I guess. So let's see if I hit the right one. Yeah, that was the one. So yeah, easy as that. So I'm gonna solder in the new part, and yeah, this is repeating for a bit. So I'm just gonna turn off the camera. It's a bit of a hassle to hold it, or to have the standing in the way, and to solder and desolder stuff on this. So I think you probably got the knack of yeah, how I proceed doing this. So here's what I pulled so far and replaced. Let's just make a quick check if this still works. I tend to do that from time to time during these restorations, just to make sure I did everything correctly. Plus I also need a bit of a break. I'm a bit tired. So let's just power this air filter off, and make sure this is powered off. Power this on. Let's see if it still chooches and nothing explodes. Yeah, the relay still clicks. Nothing explodes so far. So I guess, yeah, it's still fine, I guess. No smoke. Seems to work. So let me, yeah, I guess I have to stop this restoration in part because I have to order some parts. But let me show you another thing I do. As I've told you in the last video, this big transformer, the mains transformer, makes quite an annoying hum. It's, yeah, in fact, it's not that annoying because it's not that loud. I've heard much worse in units of this age, but yeah, let me show you how I usually treat a transformer that hums. And most of the times it gets better, or the hum even disappears altogether. Yeah, so observe. I've basically moved to the kitchen because I'm gonna use this, which is basically a liquid plastic. Yeah, the word is nearly the same in German, it's plastic. This is usually used to seal circuit boards and stuff like that. It's a lacquer that's applied to circuit boards after they are soldered to protect them from moisture and stuff like that. It's very Durable. It's an isolator. Basically it's very gluey, and it gets very hard when it dries. And that's the reason why I moved to the kitchen. It stings as hell, as if a chemicals factory just blew up if you spray it on. And I'm not joking, I'm the guy who likes the smell of isopropanol. I don't like the smell of this, because it's not very good, very healthy either. Nonetheless, I'm gonna use this to try to get rid of the hum in this transformer. And yeah, I guess I'll just show you how I do it. The window's open, the door is closed, so yeah, here we go. I usually just spray it. Wow, it stings. Spray it generously, so to say, between the sheets of the transformer, and let it just sink in for a bit. And yeah, it takes a few minutes to dry. And usually I come back and I would put this sideways and spray it again from another angle, and then maybe spray it a third time and let it dry. And then you have to let it dry overnight, basically. And in the morning, usually the hum is all gone like magic. This is how I treat most transformers. The negative side of this is this stings. The positive side is it only stings for a few days, maybe after you applied it. The whole unit is gonna stink for some days, or maybe a few weeks even. But in the end, you have a transformer that doesn't hum, and won't hum in the near future, I guess, because this is really solid stuff. So maybe while I'm in the kitchen, maybe I'll leave you with this. I think we've had enough tips and tricks for today. Yeah, I'll continue this restoration in the next video. I'm gonna change the remaining capacitors in this off camera, I guess, because I have to order them and I can't do it now. But it's the same procedure that you saw. Maybe I'll show you how to get out these circuit boards in the next video, before I change the lights and give this the final touches, I guess. Yeah, so maybe while I'm in the kitchen, I'll just make some blueberry jam now, I guess. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm Jan Beta. like, share, subscribe, the usual stuff. If you want to donate, you can also you can click on the little logo I made, which is somewhere here, I guess. You get to my channel page, and in the header, which is on the top of the page, you find a little PayPal donate button, as well as a new Patreon donate button. Yeah, so if you want to give me your money, you're welcome. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm Jan Beta. See you next time. Jam, 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 jam.